This week in AI, Google released an embeddings model that handles text, images, video, and audio all at once. Meta acquired a social network made entirely of AI bots. And one of the top AI researchers just raised $1 billion to prove that ChatGPT is fundamentally broken. Let's take a look at last week's news. So starting off, Gemini Embedding 2, our first natively multimodal embedding model. Gemini Embedding 2 is first natively multimodal embedding model that maps text, images, video, audio, documents into a single embedding space, enabling multimodal retrieval and classification across different types of media, and it's available for public preview. Today we're releasing Gemini Embedding 2, our first fully multimodal embedding model built on the Gemini architecture in public preview. Check this out. Text supports expansive context up to 8192 input tokens. Images capable of processing up to 6 images per request, supporting PNG and JPEG formats. Videos up to 120 seconds of video in MP4 and MOV formats. Audio natively ingests and embeds audio data without needing to intermediate text transcriptions, and documents directly embed PDFs up to 6 pages long. So you can see we have this multimodal input. We have all the different stuff over here: text, images, video, audio, and documents. It goes to this embedding model, and then it goes into our vector database. So this is awesome across the board. We have something that says state-of-the-art performance. Gemini Embedding 2 doesn't just improve legacy models, it establishes a new performance standard for multimodal depth, introducing strong speech capabilities and outperforming leading models in text, image, and video tasks. This measurable improvement of unique coverage gives developers exactly what they need. And you can take a look at these benchmarks. I know some people hate benchmarks, some people like them. But we have Gemini Embedding 2 compared to O1 over here, Amazon Nova, and Voyage Multimodal 3.5. Obviously, like every other brand new model, whatever is released always gets the best results. And you can see those are over here, whether they are cherry picked or not. We have more information over here, unlocking deeper meaning for data, and it gives us some example code over here. So get started with the Gemini Embedding 2 model through Gemini API or Vertex AI. So Vertex, you can set that up, and a little bit more information over there. So if you want to learn a little bit more about this, let me know. I'm actually kind of interested in making this into a YouTube video. Didn't have a chance to do that this week. Up next, also taking up social media by storm right now, Anthropic launches code review tool to check flood of AI generated code. There's some pretty funny memes out there associated with this, but also at the same time, this could be a pretty good tool. So going down over here, this is from TechCrunch. When it comes to coding, peer feedback is crucial for catching bugs early, maintaining consistency across code base, and improving overall software quality. The rise of vibe coding, using AI tools that take instructions given plain language and generate large amounts of code, has changed how developers work. These tools have sped up development. They also introduce new bugs, security risk, and poorly understood code. And that's one of the reasons why I was against vibe coding for the longest amount of time, but substantial improvements over the last 6 months, I will say. I was scared of those three over there. Regardless, Anthropic's solution is an AI reviewer designed to catch bugs before they make it to the software's code base. A new product called Code Review launched on Monday in Claude Code. They talk a little bit more about the strength of Claude, how it's been expanding out. The big thing to note on here is take a look at this. Pricing is token-based and the cost varies on code complexity. Each review will cost anywhere from $15 to $25 on average. She added that's a premium experience and a necessary one as AI tools generate more and more code. So that is interesting. Obviously, code reviews do take a very long time. They are quite expensive on here at $15 to $25 to do. But obviously there's a value trade-off associated with it. Another Anthropic news story for you guys. Anthropic invests $100 million into the Anthropic Claude Partner Network. So we're launching the Claude Partner Network, a program for partnering organizations to help enterprises adopt Claude, providing initial $100 million in support to our partners, training courses, and dedicated technical support. Partners who join from today will get immediate access to new technical certification and it be eligible for investment. So full article on the new Claude Partner Network. Now this literally just released, so I'm sure more information will be brought across the board, and any organization that's bringing Claude to market is eligible to join the Claude Partner Network. Membership is free of charge and applications open today. So If I want to click over here, you look at Claude Partner Network, build the enterprise AI practice your customers are asking for with training, technical support, and co-investment to back it up. Also, I know we've covered a lot of Claude news today. I just thought it was interesting. They partnered with Mozilla to improve Firefox's security. I don't know if this used the code review or not, but they found a bunch of different bugs, which was interesting. So with Claude Opus 4.6 discovered 22 vulnerabilities over the course of 2 weeks. Mozilla assigned 14 as high severity vulnerabilities, along with a fifth of high severity Firefox vulnerabilities that were remediated in 2025. You can see how many are per month and more information across the board. Okay. Could easily talk a lot more about Claude updates across cowork as well as code and things like that. But let's switch over and talk about Meta. Meta acquired Moltbook, the AI agent social network that went viral because of fake posts. So Meta acquired Moltbook, the Reddit-like social network where AI agents use OpenClaw to communicate with one another. The news was first reported by Axios and confirmed to TechCrunch. What I will say, it is interesting that Meta poached these two, whereas OpenAI poached Peter. Obviously, you can read a little bit more over there, but Meta acquiring another social media network, no surprise on that side of things. Although, I don't know if that was worth the investment. We have more Anthropic news against the Pentagon. This time, it looks like Microsoft is backing Anthropic. And, this week we also did see Microsoft and Anthropic partner with PowerPoint and Excel. And now it looks like Microsoft is supporting Anthropic in this battle. So it says has thrown its weight behind Anthropic's legal challenge against the Pentagon, filing a court brief in support of the AI company's effort to overturn an aggressive designation, effectively bars it from government work. Now, is part of this because Microsoft is introducing Anthropic models? Maybe. Is part of it also, hey, if it happens to them, it could happen to us? Also, maybe. You can see a brief to a federal court in San Francisco, which integrates Anthropic's AI tools into systems that provides. The U.S. military argued that a temporary restraining order was necessary to prevent serious disruption to suppliers whose products rely on the AI company's technology. Google, Amazon, Apple, and OpenAI have also signed onto a brief in support of Anthropic. Wow, I didn't know OpenAI did as well, and all these other companies. It's good to see all of them fighting this. In a statement, The Guardian, Microsoft said the Department of War needs reliable access to the country's best technology, and everyone wants to ensure AI is not used for mass domestic surveillance or to start a war without human control. The government, the entire tech sector, and the American public need a path to achieve all of these goals together. I missed those other companies. I saw this headline and wanted to put this up together. Yann LeCun raised over $1 billion to build the AI that understands the physical world. Meta's former chief AI scientist, man, that's the headline. He's a lot more than that, has long argued that human-level AI will come from mastering the physical world, not language. His new startup, AMI, aims to prove it. And I don't have access to this article, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would read a little bit more, but that is a top story. Another AI government story for you guys, and maybe I'll bunch these together at the very end of these videos, but deadline hits for the Department of Commerce. So March 11 deadline has arrived, the critical action date for federal agencies like Departments of Commerce and Federal Trade Commission, FTC, to implement core directives under Executive Order 14365, ensuring a national policy framework for AI. The EO was signed after a wave of state-level AI regulations were passed to address AI-related harms, which deepfakes just reminded me of that CoffeeZilla video. I haven't watched that as of yet, but now 90 days after the executive order is passed, the Commerce Department must deliver a list of states whose AI laws are onerous, or they must conflict with the administration's policy to achieve global AI dominance through a minimally burdensome national policy framework for AI. So I haven't heard too much about past deadline so far, but this did pass this week, so assume that there's going to be probably a Friday night news dump on that side of things. Did I miss any major news stories this week? Let me know down below in the comment section. Anything else you want me to do for these videos? I want to make them a little bit better every single week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe if you're new, and see you in another video.